Good morning, or good afternoon for sure if you are on the East Coast. Thank you guys for bearing with me on being a little bit later today. Doctors are fun, trying to get them to stick to their own schedules. So, um, I did want to start out by letting everybody know that Envy has moved. It is with my editor and my cover designer. You guys saw the preview for the cover for Envy. Everything is moving forward and we are getting ready to launch. So I am enjoying my witch's brew this morning out of my witch's cauldron. So I did want to share, you guys have been asking the final looks for some of the diamond art. So the paw prints, you can see they're dual-sided. These are some of the keychains. You've seen the ravens. I also have my little snowflakes, getting ready to go to Alaska next week, which I am very, very excited about. And I finally even have a room. I've been waiting for that for quite a while. So my mom and I will be getting on the ship soon, and we will be, of course, sending pictures and going live. I'll be live next week before I leave for Seattle, but I will be actually coming at you live from the ship on the cruise, so that'll be a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to make sure that you see, reach out and let me know. And then later today, after I get the little kitty claws redone here, I will be working on the last project. I'm going to scoot aside. They're kind of hard to see, but on cruises there is this really fun thing a lot of people do where they'll decorate their doors, they'll do exchanges, and they have magnets. So, true to self, I've got cool diamond art magnets. They are potion bottles. I figure it's spooky season, it's witchy season, and the lovely, oh, you're bringing stuff with you. The lovely Mr. Poe and I will be hanging out doing all of the fun cruise stuff. And since he's all spooky and so am I, we wanted to do something that related to us. So if you are going to be on the Books and Booze cruise, you should be able to find us pretty easy. We will be the ones with the sparkly potion bottles on our doors. So speaking of Poe and his deep love of sparkle, I have gotten all of the votes from doing the poll for Poe's collection, which is coming really soon, like less than 2 months we're going to be launching that. So the coasters will be on there, the keychains will be on there, bookmarks will be one of the selections, and then I have a couple of fun surprises that weren't even listed, but the biggest thing you guys asked for was special edition books. So I am working on that. Partners in Crime, I've got a pretty cool, fun idea for that one. And then for the Sin series, especially with book 3 coming out, I've definitely got some ideas, including possibly for Poe's sake, adding a little bit of sparkle even to those books. So I had somebody ask me a couple of times, and you can see I wear these shirts a lot. I love them. I have like 5 of them. What it is a guitar with angel wings. I am a music lover. I'm a former ballet and ballroom dancer, and so music plays a big part in my life. It also plays a part in my books. I don't use music, like I don't mention the music in the books, but I have a playlist. I have like curated custom playlists for each of my books, or at least 90% of them. So people have been asking, why do I wear these and what are they? What they are is music and kind of a nod to my background. But I have been kind of toying with the idea of sharing some of those playlists. So is that something that you guys would be interested in? Because people have asked, and I see in writers groups all the time, do you need absolute silence? Do you write? Do you put on just a genre of music? I have a friend who, whatever her characters would listen to, that's what she listens to. So even though she is a metalhead for sure, If her character is a sweet country girl, then she's got some Garth Brooks playing. Now, I have very specific songs. They might not have anything specifically to do with the book, but I will hear something and I'll feel a scene, I'll feel a moment, I'll feel a connection to a character. A previous book, I had one that I could not connect to the character. I couldn't understand him, I couldn't understand his motivations, what he was feeling. It was so dry. And then I heard this one song, and it was a deeply emotional song. It's my pen name, Renee Jean, and it was all about a guy who loses his son. And the song was You Raised Me Up by Josh Groban, which is a stunningly beautiful song, but there was something about it. There was something about the emotion, the depth of the lyrics and the emotion within the music itself that I just connected with. And as I did, everything opened up. I actually fell to my knees crying. It was such a visceral response. And so I have those moments. A little intro, if you guys are interested in that reverse harem coming up, the song, if you look it up, Alanis Morissette's Uninvited. No, that song does not describe the actual storyline, but there is just something about, especially the very beginning music that comes in. Oh, hi Melanie. There's something about that music that when I heard it, I had this scene, I had this image of one of the characters. And so that song, as soon as I listened to it, I think I put it on repeat for like 20 times. And that started me writing all sorts of different things, different notes, different ideas. I wrote that whole description of the scene that I saw in my head. So yes, I have playlists. And yes, they are very, very important to putting me in the right frame of mind for when I write. So I'm thinking of putting up either, I don't know, everybody has their different things. Spotify isn't for everybody, it is what I use. But a lot of people have mentioned like YouTube playlists. And so it might be kind of fun to maybe share as I'm working on different books, the different playlists. So is that something that you guys would be interested in? Do you prefer Spotify? Do you prefer YouTube? They're not like just a general genre of music, so Pandora would be a little bit difficult. It does need to be a curated playlist, but I can do that. Also, a bonus for the ebooks would be a link to the Spotify playlist that I use, if that's something that enough people are interested in. The Sin series actually does not have a playlist, and I feel kind of bad as I'm sitting here talking about, how cool it is to have the music and how it inspires everything, but the Sin books really don't have a specific playlist. Every now and then I'll hear a song and I'll be like, oh, this is such a song that reminds me of this character, but if you go back to 1692, a lot of the music that I listen to now that would inspire me definitely did not exist. So, good morning. Well, I guess good afternoon, Andrew. Thank you for joining me. I didn't get the chance to make a playlist, I think because Persephone Santel, if you've read the first Sin book, she kind of just took over. I was on a camping trip and driving home from the Grand Canyon, and all of a sudden she just kind of popped in my head and was like, hey girl, I'm going to tell you a story. So I knew that one already, and I've been connecting with the characters ever since without music, but my book Reflected, which is coming up, it's a standalone thriller, yearbook for sure, and anybody who went to high school with me, including Andrew, I see watching, if you see the playlist, you're gonna laugh. It's going to date me, definitely going to age me a little bit. I'm 42, by the way, in case anybody cares, but the music, because it's set in high school, the story is set in high school, I had to get into a high school frame of mind, and even though I know technology and a lot of things are so different now from when I was in high school, I needed what reminded me of being there, so a lot of the music was popular when I was in high school. And the number one song, again, I'm going to sneak peek this one for you guys, and don't laugh at me, or Well, I don't care actually. The song that inspired the book is actually the song Yearbook by Hanson. Yes, that Hanson, Mbop, all of that. Same album, actually. I worked with the guys briefly at an event, and while, no, that is not my general kind of music, I thought that their style of, and their personality and management and going indie with their music was very inspiring, and I actually really enjoyed talking to them. And so I do actually own the original The Middle of Nowhere album, or at least I did back when I had CDs. And then, of course, I had the Christmas album just because there was nothing more fun than annoying my friends and family with Hanson Christmas music. However, there was a night I was driving to a conference, the San Diego State University Writers Conference, and it was like 2 in the morning, and I was just trying to get down to San Diego. So I was throwing on anything that I could listen to, that I could sing along with if I knew the music, something that would just keep me awake, and I'm like, nothing is going to keep me awake more than trying to get through Mbop. So I threw Hanson on, and I forgot, because I have listened to the entire album, and there are some decent songs on there, but I forgot about that song. Yearbook is such a creepy, weird song, and this whole kind of general idea of a story just started developing, which was not the point at 2 in the morning at all, but it stuck with me. And this was years ago. But I've been thinking about it off and on, and I kind of sat down one day and I listened to the song again, and the story has changed dramatically from the original, like, inception of it. But it's still there, it's still hanging on, and where it's going now, while it doesn't remotely follow the actual storyline in the song, it's still inspired by it. And then when you add some of the other crazy, creepy music that has come along, a big one is by the Toadies. It's called Possum Kingdom. Another one you can look up if you're not familiar with it, if you're too young to hang out with me and my music. But there is definitely a part in the book that song is, at least the feeling of that song is very appropriate for. So that book I'm going to be working on along with the first in the Reverse Harem series, and one that my mom's not watching right now, but she will be happy when she sees this. Yes, the 3 books coming up next before I get into working on Lust, which is the 4th book in the Sin series, are going to be the first in the Reverse Harem, which does not currently have a title, Yearbook, which obviously does, and the first book in a series called Voices in Her Head, and that's the name of the series, is the Voices series. It's also the name of the first book. So she actually knows what that's about because she beta read the first version of it, but there's a lot of changes coming, a lot of twists and turns. That is a 4-book series, so I am excited to get that one out to you guys as well. And of course, in the spring, the goal is March, assuming life cooperates with me here on this one, Lust will be out. So we will be getting a pre-order up for Lust, and hopefully pre-order up for the other ones coming up. But yeah, I was feeling the music this morning. I was listening to music on the way to and from the doctor and getting ready this morning. So that is where the shirt came from. I wanted to kind of acknowledge that music and that connection. I definitely want to get your guys' opinion. Is that something that you would like, having those links to the playlist and maybe putting up a little teaser of like a song of the week that's going with the book that I'm working on? They're all fun things, and I love to share. I love to connect with you guys. Also, any songs that you find inspiring and interesting and fun, something that gets you through an exhausting day at work, that you use to celebrate a victory, that you use to get through a breakup, or when you're falling in love, show them to me, send them to me, send me those links. I love getting to know people, and I think the music and the things that we connect with is a huge, huge way to do that. So, Poe, of course, is just a bird music fan, but he has his own playlist. Yes, he does. I'm a little bit of a nerd on that one. But maybe I will even start teasing a couple of the songs from Poe's playlist. So, and they tend to be, obviously, ones that I like and have to do with some of the different books. But there are some that just make me giggle and make me laugh and make me happy, and so does he. So I also will have next week a couple fun new things to show you that have to do with Poe getting ready for our trip. So I guess that is it. Lots of glitter, a little bit of darkness going on, and just music all over the place as I'm getting ready and taking a little break, a little come down now that my part of NV is done other than hitting publish. I will let you guys know as soon as we're getting ready to do that, because I am so excited, and thank you again for your patience and hanging out waiting for that one. Congratulations again to the winners. And yes, I am going to do this, I think, for the rest of the book series. I'm going to be drawing names. Maybe next time I'll even, we'll do it like this. We'll hang out and I'll draw the names right out of a hat or something right here on live. And then everybody can see the winners immediately. I was just in such a hurry to get everything done for the newsletter that I did it on my own, and I didn't think about how much fun it would be to share it with you guys. So forgive me for that. But we will be hanging out next week. I'll let you guys know what's going on with NV. And I do have this playlist, so hit me up, let me know. And if nothing else, I will see you guys next week. Stay caffeinated.